In this lesson, I'm using the code from the variables where clicking the ball would give me 1 point and clicking the square would subtract 1 life. You don't have to code along, this is just a demonstration of how to use the console. So usually we console log a lot in our code. Every time I click the ball, it tells me that I get a point. I now have 4 points and 6 points, and if I click the square, it tells me how many lives I have left. But I can also always ask about a variable by just writing it in the console and just saying, okay, how many points do I have right now? And then it says 8. 8 is the number of points. If I click again, this line is of course used. This is like a piece of paper. Everything just scrolls up, nothing ever gets changed. But if I ask again about my points, I have 9. And this can help a lot, especially if we somehow forgot our console log line here. So how many points do we have now? We have 8. Or even worse, if we mistook one variable for another, and every time I click, I have 6 points, 6 points, 6 points. This one still works, but I'm just pretending I can't see it. So how many points do I really have? Okay, I have 5. How many lives? So this is all fine and good, and you can always click directly and ask for what is a variable. But if we have another game where it goes a bit quicker, and let's take a look at that one. Here we have a lot of stuff going on in the console. We can actually still write and ask points, and we get the answer, and it was there. We have -8 and it's gone. Just scroll past it. So if you have a lot of console logs, which you hopefully have, then it can be a bit hard to follow along. You could go in your code and disable a lot of them by just saying put 2 slashes in front of it, but we don't want to go there. You can just, if you want to keep an eye on a variable, you can click here on the eye. It says create live expression, but it's a picture of an eye. And if you say, okay, I want to keep an eye on points, and you don't have to press enter, you just leave, then you can say, okay, now points is -30 and -32. So this is a better way of following along in just one variable if a lot of things are happening. By the way, you can also use the console to change a variable. If you want to set points to 20, take a look at the and what happens here when I press enter. Now it's 20, and it's also 20 in the game. So you can hack your own game by just writing how many lives you would have now and how many points. That's a quick and easy way if you have to have if you have to have a certain number of points before something happens, then this is a good way of just giving yourself those points and testing what happens. So, a nice way of using the console to keep an eye on variables and changing them.